First of all, on behalf of Ahmedabad Management Association, I'm delighted to extend a warm welcome to you all at this wonderful milestone of convocation ceremony as we celebrate the achievements of our candidates. AMA also welcomes family, friends who too have joined today with you. I'm so pleased that we can gather today in person, something we do not take for granted anymore, looking at the last 2 years' experiences which we had. I also extend a respectful welcome to our Honorable President, Ahmedabad Management Association, Mr. Divyesh Radia. I also extend a warm welcome and to the Chief Guest, Sri Professor B.H. Jajoo, IIM Ahmedabad. I also extend a respectful welcome to all our postgraduate diploma program faculties who are there. They have spared time and they have joined us. Thank you. To all candidates, I offer my warmest congratulations on your academic success, the culmination of many months of dedication and hard work. Education is about learning, development, and growth. You have adapted and grown in this difficult time, which has undoubtedly enriched you and added to your academic success. You, your family, and friends, and all of us should be proud of your achievement as you have completed this postgraduate diploma program from one of the finest and the best management association, Ahmedabad Management Association in this country, renowned and known for its excellent teaching, research, and innovative programs. Once again, my heartfelt congratulations to you and your families, and my very best wishes for your personal and professional success in times to come. I know you will make your alma mater proud. Now, to take the event forward, let me invite on the dais our respected President, Mr. Divyesh Radia, to greet and welcome our chief guest for the evening with a floral bouquet and a shawl and give an introductory remark about him. So I invite you, sir, to give him an introductory remark and introduce, sir. Please.
Thank you. Thank you, Neeraj. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Our chief guest, Professor B.H. Jajoo, all the recipients of the diploma, shall I call them diplomats, their family members. It's a proud day. And of course, not forgetting the wonderful faculty members who have really worked very hard, spared their time, that too in difficult times. I understand that. And it's an auspicious day today. It's Gudi Padwa, various festivals, So it's a very auspicious day. So I'm glad this is happening today. And yes, 2 years were a vacuum. And in September, this could happen where the previous batch we could have a convocation ceremony, and I'm glad that we are able to have it. Please join everybody. Yes, this year, past 2 years, all of you are aware, times have been turbulent for everybody, including AMA. And AMA was an organization where various types of activities, you are aware, it's not only an academic institution. It is an association of managers, but again, carrying out intellectual activities in various forums, connecting with various parts of society, holding different kind of programs, relevant topics. And since you've been coming here or through a website, you know our activities. So some of them were, yes, we could take all of them online as all of us learned. But then we realized that after some time there is a fatigue. And with God's grace, we are better days right now, and physical activities are resumed. And I can really see, or many of you who come to AMA, that at least compared to a few months ago, today the place is more vibrant. There is some event in the JB auditorium and something here going on. And very shortly, like we used to do for many years for about past 2 decades, the summer workshops for the school and college children will begin in usually they used to begin in April, but some of them will begin in May because the semester or the term has been late. So we are trying our best to resume our activities. Similarly, our annual events like our annual conference, like HR conference, IPA conference, they all happened recently. And during the coming months, progressively we will resume that. And there were different challenges. We had a new management team. We have a new executive director because Mr. Nair was working here for more than 4 decades. Many of you know him. He had quit after an illustrious career. He retired in March 21. But again, we have a new team now. Mr. Unmesh Dixit is there. George is there. Other people of AMA Secretariat have been working very hard. But I'm sure that with cooperation from all of you and our members, we will go great miles. It's really a pleasure to have Professor Jajoo. And on one side, though he is the chief guest today, but he's again one of us, a great, supporter of AMA activities, and again a distinguished professor at IIM Ahmedabad. So I'll just, for the benefit of the audience, I'll give a brief introduction. He has worked with IIM for 39 years. This a great career, and those time one of the first, pioneers in the IT field. I remember in the earlier days, like 40 years ago, the word IT I think was not there. આપણે computer જ કહેતા કે શું કરે છે આ દીકરી કમ્પ્યુટરમાં ભણે છે, computer science ભણે છે. But then the word IT, the larger world with communications, with internet, with networking, the whole term IT came. So he is a stalwart veteran in IT, and then he was he has a PhD in computer science from IIT Kanpur. He was visiting professor with the University of Delaware in computer science department from 87 to 89, computer science. And taught software engineering. He has worked as a consultant for many national and international organizations, including various state government and central government organizations. So this is the age where from the 80s to right now, the whole IT field has evolved, right from the single computer to the connected world right now, where you can literally say through this phone, how it is connected. And that recalls that when the Reliance phone, not the Jio, but when the Reliance phone, Karlo Muthi Duniya Apni Muthi Mein, that was the slogan, and literally it is today. It's like that. So, Jajoo Sahib has designed and offered variety of executive development training programs in the area of IT, delivered many seminars, talks, keynote address at various, seminars and panel discussions across the country, nationally and internationally. And he has also served as the Dean of IIM Ahmedabad for 4 years, from October 2008 to September 2012, where it was a really busy time. And his areas of interest are technology, investigation, comparison, and selection studies, design of organization-wide IT infrastructure based on networking technology, post-PC devices and products in the area of digital lifestyle, network security, IT infrastructure management, entrepreneurship, development, and incubation. And as I mentioned, Jajoo Sahib has a long association with AMA. He has been a part of our governing council. He's been a supporter. And usually when you enter the building, you see we have got a lot of activity centers. When we get a donation, it's a kind of AMA commitment that we just don't take the donation. That donation has to be coupled with an activity which is a sort of a commitment that we will do that. And usually these donations are given by industry people. But he is an exception. As an academician, as a professor, he gave a donation to set up the B.H. Jajoo AMA Center for Entrepreneurship in IT. See, Gujarat has been an entrepreneurial state, and IT was sort of a low-key here. So, even to promote that, we have such supporters. So it's so, a matter of pride that an academician has given his donation. And under this center, we conduct programs. And he has been instrumental in getting so many IT stalwarts to AMA to deliver a lecture or a memory lecture or to participate in a conference. People like Narayan Murthy, Azim Premji, I think Mohan Reddy also you brought, sir, once. So, he has been instrumental in doing all this, and he has been always helping us. So it's a real pleasure to once again welcome Professor B.H. Jajoo, who will be addressing Convocation. And it's really a pride matter for all of you and for AMA that a very distinguished professor from IIM Ahmedabad is addressing us today. So thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. And I think I'll invite Professor Jajoo to give his address before we carry on with the proceedings. Thank you so much.
Very good evening. Believe me, for me, it is an honor and great pleasure to be here to share this important occasion with you. And also great relief and joy to have this function in physical form after a sort of dry spell of 2 years due to COVID actually. I'm so glad. I have stood here so many times and given talks actually. All right. So first of all, I would like to congratulate each and every participant of the program who is graduating. This is a defining moment for the hard work that you have put in the 6 months program that you had. It is a day of celebration. I know your journey may not have been easy, but as they say, if the mountains were not steep and the climb did not test your resolve, the view would not be such a revelation or such an inspiration. So now you stand at the peak and opportunity stretches out before you due to this 6 months program that you have done. Since convocation is a defining moment in students' life, it is customary to share some life lessons, wisdom, the chief guests typically do that, and provide inspiration to the graduate class for such occasions. Therefore, I'll now turn to that part of my speech. There are umpteen number of great convocation speeches already on the net. And for example, speech by Steve Jobs, if you've not heard it, please do hear that, it's a fantastic speech. Therefore, where is the need for me to provide any inspirational talk? वो तो सब नेट पे मिल जाता है actually, So, having said this, let me say that I'm going to share with you some very, very simple but profound lessons that I have learnt in my own life of 70 plus years, and also I experienced it, and therefore it has gravity of truth. मतलब जो भी बोलूँगा सच बोलूँगा माँ कसम actually, And these lessons that I have learnt are very simple, nothing complicated. Sometimes you may think that these are so obvious, trivial, commonsensical, but it is the simplicity of these lessons which make them very easy to execute, implement, adopt, and make a happy life. With the knowledge that you have acquired during your 6-year diploma, your earning capacity will sure get hugely enhanced. These extra earnings can help you in increasing yours and family standard of living. But please, please do forever remember that higher standard of living is not equivalent to higher quality of life. Standard of living and quality of life, they are not equitable as such. When one talks about quality of life, then the question that comes up is that how do we define or measure quality of life? My quality of life is much better than yours. How does one do that? So if I had to say in just single word, in one word, how to measure quality of life, then I will say it is the happiness. Happiness measures the quality of life. And question therefore can be raised, what is happiness? And what acts of ours will lead to that happiness? All of us know, we read so much social media, internet, happiness is an unending debate, But I will try to articulate it, define it in very, very simple words. Practically implementable form, and it is possible to achieve that happiness, and very easy to execute, and that too purely based on my own personal experience, lessons I have learned, people whom I have talked to, what I have witnessed, what I have observed actually. In my view, in very simple words, to be happy you need following 4 essential things. इससे ज़्यादा और कुछ नहीं चाहिए. What are these? Good health. You may not fully realize this now. You are young, 40, 30, 35, like that. But as you grow 50, 60, 65, then you will start realizing health is so important. So first item is good health. Second is peace of mind. दिमाग में टेंशन नहीं चाहिए actually. So that is also very essential. Calm mind, peaceful mind. Third is financial security. Reasonable enough to lead a comfortable life. You don't have to be rich, Just a financial security is required to have a comfortable life. And lastly, managing state of mind. As they say, happiness is state of mind. And from my experience, I can say that it is very, very true, It's up to me to think whether I'm happy or not. Now let's first talk about the health. And you'll be shocked what I'm going to talk about that, As we all know, our body is a complex art of design by God. Bhagwan ne banaya, But when God made this body, it made an assumption that it will have movement and you'll do regular exercise. If you don't do that, health is gone actually, So thus, trust me, you have to do nothing much. You have to just move your body. And I'll give an example, and real life example, I'm a professor at IIM. I've been staying there for 40 years. There's another professor whom I have observed, kuch nahi karta tha. Every day, rituously, he'll walk for 30 minutes. Time bhi fixed tha uska. 5:30 to 6 o'clock he'll walk, and used to walk for 30 minutes every day. He retired last year, and he's so healthy and fit, which means that if you want good health, there's nothing that you need to do, no magic bullet actually. Just walk 30 minutes every day actually, nothing more than that. And that's how you gain your health actually. Walk, of course, offers many other benefits. It gives you a personal time, you reflect, you plan, you manthan karte ho, and trust me, you will be all sorted out for your entire life. Just this one very simple thing, walk for 30 minutes, that's it, Some people think, including many of us over here, that wealth is important for happiness. And let me talk about that. We'll now come to details of it. But before I come to details of it, let me share an example, And this happened recently, about 2 months before. There is a very close relative of mine, in my in-laws. And the person is very rich. He's got about 200-300 acres of land and बहुत बड़े ज़मींदार है, lots of businesses, tube well, sugar mill and all of that, And he has his deco, what he calls, decorum, And he's all served everything on platter. वो दीवान पे बैठे रहते हैं, ग्लास चाहिए पानी का हाथ में आ जाता है, चाय आ गई, सब कुछ, everything. Remote it is given it over to him actually. He just turned about 65, 66. He is sick with diabetes. That has led to his kidney problems, So the too much wealth which he had and the support that he had, just because he is wealthy, he has become so ill actually, He is now looking for, how do I get my kidney transplant done, So wealth, in a sense, and live example, is really a big hazard, for being, happy or being healthy actually, Anyway, that's beside. We'll come back to the wealth part little later. But the second item that I want to talk about happiness is mental peace. Again, mental peace, the trick is extremely simple. Of course, you walk for half an hour. For mental peace, you need to do nothing. Just every day take out 15 minutes and be yourself. Do meditation, mindfulness, all of that, and automatically you will get a peace. By the way, the trick is to do each and every day. वो कर नहीं सकते लोग और कैसे करने का, I'm going to come to you with the solution that I have in my mind. Third, trust me, happiness is purely state of mind. That's what I said. Even a villager sitting next to a river bank is many times far more happier than perhaps Mukesh Ambani. मैंने तो बहुत बार देखा, गांव में जाके लोग बैठे कितने खुश रहते हैं actually now. Now let's turn back our discussion back to wealth and happiness. Does wealth really matter? In my opinion, you don't need wealth per se. What you need is a financial security. I should not have problems in terms of living reasonably good quality financial life. For example, if I want to go to RRR tonight, I should be able to have 500 rupees in my pocket. That's good enough actually, in my opinion. And again, plus, trust me here, what I'm speaking is from my own personal experience and the stories that I've heard from innumerable, I don't want to quote people, rich people actually, what kind of problems they have gone through because of the wealth that they had. Now, the simplest, easiest, most robust and risk-free way to build financial security of our life is to believe in power of compounding and use that power of compounding. I'll give an example. Many of you use mobile phone and some of you may be paying a bill about 1,000 rupees or something like that. These 1,000 rupees, instead of paying mobile bill, had you been investing every month into some quality mutual fund for 30 years, that means 1,000 rupees for a year, 12,000 rupees. For 10 years, 1.2 lakh. For 30 years, 3.6 lakh rupees. These 3.6 lakh, when you're about 55-year-old, assuming you are 25 now, or when you're 60-year-old, 3.6 lakh becomes 1.4 crore, which is just unbelievable actually, So the power of compounding is the thing that we need to do that, Well, not that people don't know, we read so much and so many ads and everything comes, So although people know it, problem with power of compounding is that you need to experience it. And by the time you are experienced and say, isme kuch dam hai, your time is gone, because that's the problem with power of compounding. So if some wise man is saying that believe in it, just believe it and just do it actually, So therefore, it is a technique available on, other problem with power of compounding is that if myself or Radia or some of us here want to use it, it is of no use to us. But time is not on our side. You guys are 25, 30 years, you have 30 years with you. We don't have that chance. And by the way, if you lose this chance, you will be also like ours. So therefore, you just can't miss it. For example, I told you about 30 years. In 30 years, 1,000 rupees mobile bill is 1.4 crore. You are paying 1.4 crore to Idea, VIG and all that, by the way. Okay? Suppose you say, I will not do it this year. Let me do it from next year. Abhi achhi salary ho jaye, tab se karunga. So you will do only for 29 years. But the gain that you will have in 30th years by saving just 12,000 rupees is 20 lakhs. You lose 20 lakhs if you delay even by 1 year. So just don't delay, as soon as this class is over, you go back home, just from tomorrow onwards, you need to invest 1,000 rupees per month actually. That's it, and that's what you have to do actually, Aur ye mauka aapko baar baar nahi aayega actually, So this is what will happen actually, It's unbelievable, Past 30 years shown that there is no need to debate, at least the Indian economy, there is no need to debate where to invest. Some people will tell you invest in gold, real estate, or this or that. Just don't get into it. The statistics shows that the capital markets give far better returns if it is more than 10 years, 20 years or something like that. And don't ever buy cryptocurrencies, It's just pure gambling, by the way, actually, One does not even know what is going to happen later, actually. All right. And for this is what you harness the power of compounding, fine. All right. Lastly, about the financial security, I will just say one more thing. You need to start right away, of course. And you need to actually take a pledge that every month I will do it. Now, my typical advice to youngsters is that from your salary, save first, which you must have heard, of course, and I would say save 10%. And after having invested, then make the family budget or whatever you like, actually. So therefore, now just to summarize in very short, what leads to happiness? Very simple things. Walk 30 minutes, do 15-minute meditation, invest every month. That's all. You're sorted for life. I am telling you by my 70 years experience. You have to do nothing else than that. इतना simple है, क्या होता है लोग बहुत इसको complicate करके बताते हैं actually, you know. And that's why we don't happen to do it. And these are the kind of things which are very easy to execute. करने की बात है actually, you know. अब वो execute पे problem क्या होती है कि I also, by the way, failed, you know. Not that I walked rigorously every day 30 minutes. So being in IIM, I was fortunate to interact with professors and, you know, learned people and all that. So one OB professor was my friend, you know. And I told him, I want to do it this, but I'm not able to do it, you know, what to do. He came up with very, very simple answer. The answer to this is forming habits. If you will form a habit of walking 30 minutes every day, you'll form a habit of saving every month, investing at least 1,000. Do it. He told me that do it for 21 days, you know. If you do it for 21 days, it automatically gets into it actually. In fact, it comes into autopilot mode, you know, अपने आप सब हो जाता है. और मेरे घर में मैं अभी कर रहा हूँ 5-7 साल से. I have seen that I have attracted my young son, you know. Young means of course he's 35, but कभी walk नहीं करता था. He started walking. My wife walks. So the entire family now walks together and we are together and all that. So the trick therefore, and most important trick, is to make them as habits. Once you make them as habits, they become autopilot. You don't have to make any efforts, no consciousness. I mean, no conscious efforts have to be done actually, you know. So this is what will happen actually, you know. All right. So the key to the whole thing is consistency, make it automatic, putting it in autopilot mode. And don't ever forget this trick. This is my sincere advice, you know. Well, after having talked about life lessons and instruments for happiness, which are so simple, let me now turn to talking about profession and the field that I belong to, you know, and that is digital technologies and emerging trends, you know. And not modest on my part to say, but I have been in this for last 50 years. I have begun my life with not digital computer, with what they call analog computers. I was handling analog computer lab at IIT Kanpur and I began my life from there. And I have seen the way technology has gone actually, you know. So let me talk a little bit about what's happening in technology. And it is essential for you people to know about technology for another reason. Technology per se is of no consequence, of no use absolutely, unless you can put it to harnessing business value, unless you apply it. And all the diplomas that I have seen are application of knowledge into respective management discipline actually, you know, like financial management or human resource management or banking technology. So if you not apply these technologies, they are of no use at all. And therefore only application of these technologies will help the technology guys to go forward, not otherwise. And you will be able to get a competitive advantage vis-a-vis others, you know. So for example, you know, data analytics, artificial intelligence, machine learning, robotics, you must have heard about all of this, blockchain, fintech, and now metaverse, Web 3.0, you know. All of these have come in, but they are of no consequences unless you happen to apply them actually, you know. So in that context, my advice to you is that keep continuously in touch with the technology. Whatever you can read on the web, there are a variety of levels of technicalities on which you can read, but it's a must in today's time for you to be in touch with the technology, you know. You can't just overlook them actually, you know. Now talking about some of the key technologies which are really making very big impact currently, first one you might have heard of is blockchain technology. blockchain technology in very simple word is non-tamperable distributed ledger. Non-tamperable and distributed. Distributed doesn't require a central authority to make sure that it's non-tamperable. So blockchain technology came to implement non-tamperable distributed ledgers. First big use of that was of course for cryptocurrency, but is now being also applied in fintech sector, for import-export bill non-tamperability, payments from parties in different countries, or even for land records, nobody can tamper it, and there's no central authority which can tamper, and what they call proof of work, if anybody tampers, you come to know about it. So anyway, cryptocurrency was the major, like Bitcoin was used. But the new hot application of this blockchain technology is what is called smart contracts. So in cryptocurrency or Bitcoin, when you use blockchain, what happens is it's a data which is non-tamperable. Now what people are talking about is that that data needs to be processed, some logic is to be applied, some code is to be executed, and who will apply that code, who will apply that logic, they can process it differently. So now people are talking about in that blockchain, along with the data, let the logic be also in the blockchain. So if the logic gets tampered, then I would come to know that things are not being processed on my favor actually, or against me. This is causing a tremendous change in the world as a whole. What people are now talking about is we are going to soon witness what they call distributed autonomous organizations. That is, the organization not being controlled by CEO or MD or somebody like that, and it is non-tamperable whatever has been committed in the organization. Simple example I will give you. For example, you are looking for some job. You approach an organization. You don't get interviewed in the organization by anybody. You just say that you people are doing this project. Can I contribute to this project? They will say, if yes, if you can, all right. And then they will write a contract which is like a computer code actually, in which if some event takes place, then you get paid for it. Otherwise you don't get paid for it. And then that contract becomes one of the items in that blockchain. And as and when the event takes place, automatically the organization happens to pay you that kind of thing. An organization is committed to pay that. And you don't require anybody now to monitor this organization actually. So smart contracts is the in thing. And a lot of you would have also heard the Web 3.0, in which smart contracts is one of the key technology that is being talked about actually. Then there is this metaverse, in which virtual cyber universe is getting created with avatars. Of course, it's in extremely infant stages. There is too much hype about it, in my opinion, right now. It may take about 10, 20, 30 years, really, for it to really see the real life sort of, So some of you towards the end of your life might be able to see full avatar of that. I may not be able to see much of it. But about technology, let me tell you one more thing, that I witnessed in my life. In technology, when it comes, for example, look at the mobile technology, or what I call SMAC, social, mobile, analytics, and cloud. It's a SMAC term, About 2010, 11, 12, 13 people were talking about it, And people typically tend to overhype in short run, but underhype in long run. Long-term effect, people under forecast, and short-term effect, people blow it up actually. So about technology, be clear ever, long-term, tremendous impact it has, but people talk differently. In short-term, they try to project as much impact as possible actually. So you need to keep track of course, the metaverse, smart contracts, robotics coming integrated with the artificial intelligence now, cloud, IoT, AI, machine learning, they will blossom and will start giving, more and more results actually, But you need to be in it to be able to harness business value because you are from application domain. Now, anyway, coming back to non-technical, real-life stuff again, it is not just the knowledge and skills that matter. This is another big learning I've had in my life. I used to have, like he said, not modest again my part to say, tremendous knowledge about digital technologies, computers and all that. There's a fellow professor of mine in the institute who was not knowing much, but he was very good at people management. How to interface with people, how to be warm, empathy, compassion for everybody there. And he was far more popular and regarded much better than although I had so much knowledge. So take it as a lesson from me, both late सीखा मैं, but after 70 years I can tell you, is the people that matter most actually. And especially in the family, all the more actually. घर की शांति उसी पे रहती है पूरी actually. So it's most critical to have these skills actually. And in that context, I will also like to therefore say, Mr. Radia ji, by giving an example, a 6-month diploma we conducted, all these people are there, they're going to be rewarded diploma, all of us are here. But let me take an example and highlight something that I want to say. If you go to south, you will see lots of temples with Gopuram. Do you know Gopuram? Okay, the main god is on the top actually. And we respect that god. But what we all forget is that the base, the foundation, is all these small gods actually. So similarly, I would like to acknowledge publicly that all this is possible today only because whole lot of AMA staff which is around. He was there, he was taking photographs. So ये लोग नहीं रहते तो हम कुछ कर ही नहीं सकते थे actually. So please pay regard even to the smallest guy actually. And they are the ones because which you are where what you are actually. Don't ever forget that. And I take this opportunity also to thank AMA staff for their contribution in this degree program. Now let me come to my closing word. So I don't know how much well friends, at the end let me say, make best efforts to realize your intrinsic potential of what you can do in your life. Push yourself a little bit more each day. Make yourself as your own benchmark. किसी comparison नहीं करने का, not modest again, but I always compared myself with myself. I could do this much, can I do a little bit more? And I became happier actually. Second thing that I learned in my life was what results we get is not important as have I put in my best effort. If you have put in best effort, मैं इतना ही कर सकता हूँ, ठीक है, perfectly fine, I delivered my best. So push yourself a little bit more, deliver your best effort as far as possible actually. This is what I will say. So giving the best effort should be the motto of your life, irrespective of the results. Well, all the best. Make yourself proud. Make your family and friends proud of you. Opportunity is in your hands and not in anyone else's hand. It's up to you what you can achieve. And finally, begin your life anew. Because today is the first day of your life, of the rest of the life. पीछे का तो हम कुछ नहीं change कर सकते, So when you go back, think that this is my first day of the life. And I'll build the life the way I want it now actually, And it's all possible to do that actually. So please do that. Past can't be undone. Think that today is the first day of my life. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. I'm sure we all have something or the other to learn as takeaways, because trust me, if at all, whatever he has deliberated, even 20% is what we can adapt. I think that will make our life more meaningful and a lot of happiness. So thanks, sir, for that. So now taking the event forward and coming to the felicitations, which are the most important, part of this ceremony. Now, to start with, let me mention and add few lines that Of course, the entire batch, every candidate has done his best. There are few who just kind of, edged a little more, and they are the one who are the gold medalists for us. So we take pride, and with a lot of, passion, we would like to felicitate our gold medalist for each of the programs. So I'm just going to call upon the names for each of the program, and we would request these people to please come on the sides, right, so that we can call upon. So for postgraduate diploma in healthcare and hospital management, Dr. Nishant Madhani, I would request you to please. Postgraduate diploma in international business management. So please put your hands together for Mr. Levin Gupta. And I'm sure you all have good lunch, so keep this, on. So for postgraduate diploma in marketing and sales management, so may I call upon Mr. Sundar Lal Swami. For postgraduate diploma in human resource management, so please put your hands together for Ms. Priyanshi. So I will be prompting you, please, keep this up. And last but not the least, postgraduate program in banking. Please put your hands together for Mr. Sampark. Very good. So now with that, the gold medal, place is over. And now I'm going to call upon all candidates to receive their respective certificates, completion certificates on the successful completion. So let me start with postgraduate diploma in healthcare and hospital, right? I would request most of you to please join in the corner, and we are going to call upon you, and then please join us on the stage. So Dr. Abhishek Gupta, please. Ami Pandya. Dr. Bansari. Dr. Bhargava. Dr. Fagun. Dr. Hardik. Hemin Soni. Jiten Shah, Dr. Kamya, Dr. Kaushal, Dr. Manvi, Dr. Prachi, Priya Mehta, followed by Dr. Radhika, Shailesh, followed by Sheel Vora, Shikha Shah, Siddhi Joshi, Sonia Khanna, Dr. Visharg Thakur. We'll start with introduction. So with that, we come to the end of healthcare and hospital. Now we are starting with international business. We are going to call upon the names Bhumi Damelia, followed by Deepak Waghela. For those who have received applauses in the past, please keep on, encouraging the people who are now receiving, please. Dhruv Sahani, Henil Vora, Kandarp Kumar, Krupaben, Rakesh Kumar, Mr. Ravi, Mr. Ritesh Kumar, Mr. Suman, Dr. Swati, Thomas Kutti, Verghese, and Mr. Vaishak. So with that, sorry. So we have a wonderful high tea also waiting after this event. So please keep on this energy, right? I know that will be needed. So now we are starting with PG Diploma program in Marketing and Sales Management. So you would request Mr. Abhishek, Mr. Ankit, Mr. Deepak, Deepak. So it's not there. Jay Pandya, Mr. Jignesh, Mr. Manthan, Neeral Vishal. So with that, we come to the end of marketing and sales. Now we are starting with human resource management. Adviti, can we have you on the stage? Aditya? Aditya. I'm sorry for the pronunciation. Aditya. Ila Anand, Janvi. Janvi, followed by Komal, Manisha, Manisha. Yeah. Followed by Nisha. Panthiv. Followed by Shefali. And Shefali. So last but not the least, now we are starting with banking. So we're starting with banking. Mr. Ashutosh, Ms. Dhruvi, can you please all join on the stage? Followed by Gunjan, Jignesh, Keval. Okay. Kuntal. Ruchita, please join us on the stage. That's it. So thank you so much, sir, for that extra effort, standing and felicitating everyone. So with that, I think we are to the end of our felicitation. Now, we are going to request our Executive Director, Mr. Unmesh Dikshit, to join us on the dais and extend a vote of thanks to both our guests. Please.
Thank you very much. I'm the last one in between of your photographs and selfie. And the tea and high tea. Only 3 minutes. Thank you very much, respected Jajoo sir, for coming and showering your blessings to us once again. Radia sir, our president, Ahmedabad Management Association, and all the students, parents, and on top of it, all the faculty members. So students, let us clap for faculty members first. Now let us all faculty members clap for the students who have got this once again. Thank you very much, my team members, Neeraj ji, Nishant, everybody over here in administration. Thank you very much for believing in us and trusting us. There was one word coined few years back, VUCA world. I hope you all must be aware about it. So you are none other than the product of VUCA world, because when you took admission, you were in the transition form of first phase to second phase of COVID, I believe. And during that period, you took admission. And after everything is settled, hopefully, by God's blessings, you are graduate now. So you can proudly say that we have overcome the VUCA world, and we can overcome any challenges positively with the certificate of AMA. And as we say in our vacation badge also, we say it is amazing, AMAZING, amazing vacation workshop. So have an amazing career ahead. Thank you very much. Good night.
So thanks sir for that extended vote of thanks. Now in the next series we are going to request first of all the gold medalist to please join us on the stage for a quick photo op, of course with none other than our chief guest, and then will be followed by a group photograph of everyone. So please, all the gold medalists, please join us on the stage. So we have everyone on the stage? Okay. और फिर उसके बाद group. Please capture this moment. This is definitely going to be memorable for most of you. Thank you all the gold medalists. Thanks. Now we would request all the respected faculties to please join us on the stage. We would like to have a group photograph of all the faculties who had been in the tough times of last 2 years and helped this entire batch to sail through in spite of all the challenges. Please join us on the stage. Please come. So thank you to all the faculties. Thanks so much. We would like to have more casual interactions of the session. So let me start. So now we would, I think we need 2-3 minutes. Right? Okay, so just be seated. Give us 2-3 minutes. I think the team is trying to make quick arrangements for a group photograph of the batch of July-December 2021. Okay. If you will start, right. Right. So since the number is large, we are going to break this down into two. The batch is going to be broken into two, and we are going to have group photograph in two parts. Right? Would you like to add anything?
To make it simple, तीन batches को तीन courses को साथ में बुला दो courses को ऐसा so
Okay.
it's easier.
Okay. So right. So we would first request our healthcare and hospital batch and the marketing and sales batch to join us on the stage for a group photograph. Healthcare and hospital batch and marketing and sales. Yeah, please. Now we would request International Business Management, Banking and Human Resource Management to please join us on the stage. International Business Management, Banking and Human Resource Management. So thank you to everyone for the participations. Just a notification that please visit our social media handles, like, follow, share. I think that's the best way to propagate whatever you have achieved as an alumnus. In the last, please join us to the AMA canteen for a high tea. So all the applauses which you have done, we are going to very well compensate you with a wonderful high tea. So please join us to the AMA canteen for a high tea.